You wouldn't believe it, but Veer stumbled into a soap opera moment around the corner. When he tried to contact the old man, he got a big old silence in return. Realizing something was off, Veer hurried to the old man's house, thinking, this can't be good. Suddenly, a zombie attacked like a runaway mop, flattening Veer to the ground. What a great friend. He struggled against this overly affectionate zombie but was pulled onto the car roof, crashing down like a clumsy puppy. Luckily, Veer's protective gear saved him from a bite. He surely made the right fashion choice. Veer forcefully opened the car door, like pushing aside the zombie's VIP entrance. Talk about a crazy moment. As the zombie lunged at him, Veer swiftly picked up the fish gun, ready for a big fishing showdown. As he loaded the harpoon, Veer shivered at the thought, this zombie is such a foodie. With all his strength, he yanked the harpoon from the zombie's head, thinking, don't let me see you again. He hopped on the motorcycle with his cat, ready to embark on a save-the-world adventure, only to find the road blocked. The roaring motorcycle sounded like an alarm, startling the zombies in the woods who charged at him. The zombies multiplied like a wild zombie reunion, and Veer thought, I better run fast today. But when Veer reached the so-called government camp, he found it turned into a deserted island completely empty. He tried to slip through inside, only to be warmly welcomed by a zombie hiding in a tent. Even surrounded by zombies, Veer kept his cool. Amidst the roar of the motorcycle, he escaped again. At the turn, he encountered a mountain of bodies that threw him off. How dramatic. He dodged hurriedly, and the motorcycle went down. He struggled to lift the motorcycle but found that it simply wouldn't start. What an experience. How unlucky it was. Facing the approaching zombies, Veer ditched the bike and sprinted into the woods like a bunny. When he wearily arrived at the dock, the sight made him want to yell, Government service optimization, superb. Just when he had nothing left, a yacht appeared in the distance, proving luck wasn't just a dead end. He dove into the water, desperately swimming to the yacht with his fish gun, as if competing in aquatic Olympics. But when he reached the yacht, it turned out to be out of gas. Oh no. What a letdown story. Suddenly, a noise came from the cabin, and Veer silently prayed, please don't be a ghost. Fortunately, the infected one was just a baby, as Veer sighed in relief. What a blessing. As he skied the fishing boat for a way out, the river surface seemed depressingly still. Sure enough, not long after, the boat stopped right in the middle of the river just when you think it's calm. Amidst the banging, Veer thought, this is trouble. He peeked out and found a waterlogged corpse. It was like a specialty from the underworld. At that moment, the sound of a ship roared, and Veer waved for help, like a little bird desperately needing saving. But as the boat neared, Veer realized these people weren't government officials, but looked more like pirates. They couldn't understand a word Veer said, so he reluctantly followed them to their base camp. Soon, they took him to a cargo ship, and Veer thought, this isn't exactly an ideal vacation. They prepared meals for the cat and Veer, making him think, not bad service, at least. A translator introduced himself as Victor, and Veer thought, sounds pretty fancy. Victor explained that the guy in the hat was their captain, also the big boss. They asked Veer if he was a local, and he thought, now that's a complicated question. Veer claimed to be local and then asked the captain why they didn't head to the safe zone, only to get a vague answer. Then they asked about his job, and he coolly replied that he was a lawyer. Upon hearing this, Victor whispered something to the captain, who finally turned to leave. It was quite funny. Victor told Veer he had just said Veer was an electrician, ha, quick on his feet. Victor was a pilot, which gave a sense of being a bit mismatched with Veer in certain aspects. It was truly amusing. At night, outside, there was a commotion, and Veer peered out the window, missing the previous quiet. A few survivors on a lifeboat sought help from the cargo ship, but he was too exhausted and drifted off. But when he woke up the next day, the survivors were nowhere to be found. He asked Victor only to find the survivors' lifeboat and supplies on the deck from last night. This meant they likely perished, and Veer thought this place is way too unsafe. He sensed that the crew was hiding something, which made him feel extremely uneasy, akin to a lamb that was about to fall prey. He sought out Victor again, trying to persuade him to escape together as the helicopter led to Hope. But Victor's low status warned him to lay low, and Veer wanted to leave and plotted to get away. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join our adventure, and more exciting content awaits you.